Welcome to David vs. Film. I am David, yo soy David, and tonight we'll be answering the question, do Brits bring the best laughs? Compliments of the Graham Norton Show. A big hey, hi, and hello to all of you, but to returning viewers, and especially returning subscribers, what's up? Once again, we are coming head-to-head with the Graham Norton Show, the amazing Graham Norton Show. I have found a video compilation of some of the best clips, and the title was, Do Brits Bring the Best Laughs? Now, you guys know I am no stranger at this point to British comedy. I love it, and yet there is still so much more for me to discover. If you're wondering how I kind of vet these clips, by the way, to see if I've actually seen some of these or not before, because by now I've watched a good amount of the Graham Norton Show, some of it overlaps. The way I do that is I take a video that I have not seen, and I kind of scrub through it without listening to the audio to see if any of the clips look familiar. This one looked like a lot of brand new stuff to me, which I'm so excited about because, as we all know, Graham Norton's guests are amazing, British or American. So I'm eager to see if we will answer the question, do Brits bring the best laughs? Now, this, of course, comes compliments of the Graham Norton Show. I certainly appreciate them allowing me to use these clips to watch and sort of analyze and give reviews of my takes on it as an American here in Texas. But there are other things on the channel that have nothing to do with Graham Norton, but are still British in nature. So Taskmaster, for example, some movies and shows. So please check those out, as well as my Patreon. That's where we have a lot of fun on some of the stuff that doesn't make it to YouTube. So if you're interested in seeing some of those extra perks, please check that out as well. But yeah, I am so pumped to get into this. Please also consider subscribing. If you want to see more videos like this, be sure to check the notification bell. That way you know when they come out. But most importantly, let me know your thoughts in the comments, because that's what makes this so much better. I love to hear your takes on things and to give me that good background information on a lot of these celebs who I don't know. So with all that out of the way, let us jump on in to the compilation video from Graham Norton Show, Do Brits Bring the Best Laughs?
Now, you do talk about growing up in Birmingham because you don't sound, to my ear anyway, you don't sound like you're from Birmingham.
No, I've got a lilt. So, are you, I mean, you'll be familiar with the Brummie accent, but are you familiar with the Brummie accent?
Stephen Fry. And Nicole Kidman.
Brummie, it's sort of quite like that, all right.
I don't understand a word you're saying.
Oh, you should go to the Black Country, that's where it's real fun. So in the Black Country, they've got proper, like, Dudley. They sort of talk like that. I got no neck and no future. But I went on a speed awareness course in the Black Country last year because I'm an absolute badass. Yes. And there was a woman at the back who I became obsessed with because she, like, just had no respect for the whole course. And she, the guy came out and he's really patronising. He was going like, "Why do we speed, guys? Why do we speed?" And she went, "Because I'm in a rush." And he said, "Any reasons why it might be justifiable to speed?" And I didn't chip, like, no one was chipping in because I didn't want to speak. And she just went, "Well, if there's an emergency, if you've got to take someone to hospital." And he went, "No, that's not a reason. You've still got to be safe. If you hit someone on the way to hospital, that's two people going to hospital." And she went, "That's lucky I'm going that way. I give him a lift."
What? Hold on, that way flew by me.
I give him a lift. Take someone to hospital, and he went, "No, that's not a reason. You've still got to be safe. Right. If you hit someone on the way to hospital, that's two people going to hospital." And she went, "That's lucky I'm going that way. I give him a lift."
Oh. Very good. So I've gotten better with picking up accents, but that one, you know, my boy Joe here kind of went quickly through it. And I have to say, obviously, love all three of these people. Joe, I didn't know until Taskmaster. If you haven't seen those reactions, you should, because I love Taskmaster so much. And that's how I came to know him. But yeah, I love learning about the different accents. That's really funny.
Obsessed with her. Because you've had an extraordinary amount of jobs.
I've had tons of terrible jobs. Yeah.
Love her.
Like what?
I think the worst one was packing worming tablets in a factory for 10 hours a day. You weren't allowed to sit down and you weren't allowed to talk because they said it would slow you down.
I mean, it's amazing that many people have worms.
They were for dogs.
Oh, OK. And were you fired from all the jobs?
No, I was only fired from, like, 3 or 4.
Did you like any of them?
Yeah, I did. I got a job as a dental nurse. That was a great job. But I used to sort of... I used to just drift away. There was a window here, and I'd daydream through the window, and I had to sit there with the aspirator, you know,
Oh, yeah.
that. And I'd sort of, like, just drift off. And the dentist would say, Diane, aspirator. Diane, aspirator. Diane, so I'd come to and I'd shove it in the mouth, and I knocked someone's tooth off.
No.
Jesus.
Well, they were in the right place.
Exactly. They glued it on, they didn't know.
Sarah Pascoe.
She, I have to say, I only know really as Philomena Kunk, though I did see her in one of Ricky Gervais's shows. I love her so much. Now I kind of know her as the Philomena character, so to hear her even speak as herself is just funny to me.
Had a very exciting lockdown.
They didn't know.
Sarah Pascoe's had a very exciting lockdown.
Exciting? Have I?
Yeah.
Taskmaster
Well,
reunion.
haven't you?
Oh yeah, well, I got married just beforehand, so I've had a very exciting time.
Whoa.
Yes, thank you. But,
Shit's different though, with short hair.
so that-
Clearly
so it should have been
COVID
kind of
times.
like the new, you know, married bliss and everything, and then there was a lockdown and we were stuck together in the flat all of the time. And it's not a very, it's not very good for romance, so I decided I would do something to kind of keep the romance going. And then what I did was, very cliche, I bought some sexy pants on a website. I brought them to show you. This is not unhygienic, by the way, because they've never been worn because they're too complicated. If you can see that, you see how there's too many leg holes? This is the pants that I brought. They were very expensive. And also, I showed one of my friends, I showed Lou, and she was like, oh, they're crotchless. They're not, I promise. That's the crotch there. They do have a crotch. Vouch for me, Nashville. Right. So there we go. And so they first arrived, I didn't know it was going to be so difficult, so I just sent my husband out, like, oh, come in the bedroom in 5 minutes, you'll get a nice surprise. And I just thought, I'll just put my pants on, because I've never had trouble before, you know. Just assume it's going to be easy. I wasn't wearing shoes, I should say. It wasn't as complicated. And then I realised, oh, no, there's always other leg spaces.
Oh, Jesus,
maybe
yeah.
it's for arms.
What's with that?
So those kind of arm pants. Yeah, maybe that's why they're so sexy. And first of all, I was just, you know, very confused about it. And then I got annoyed, and then I felt lonely. And eventually I got, you know, very frustrated and angry, and I started crying. And my husband was at the door, kind of like, let me in, what's wrong? I was like, I can't get these pants on. And then he was like, he's Australian, like, oh, I'll show you. Because I think he thought I was being really stupid. And, like, he would just show me how to put on underwear. And then he came in, and then he was flummoxed as well. And then he asked, like, well, what website did you get them from? And so I told him, and then he found the page, and he, like, shoved his phone in my face. And what I was looking at was this woman, and she was much, much younger than me, much thinner, with very big boobs, and she was all shiny with oil. And she must have been like a Mensa member, because she was wearing these. And he was like, that's what they're supposed to look like? The sex was cancelled.
Sex was cancelled. Is that Lolly, too?
It was dramatic rather than exciting.
Yes. But you've kept the romance alive.
Yes, we're still together because we can never leave.
Alan, I don't know if you have...
Yeah, so I knew her from, although I almost didn't recognize her with the short hair, but yeah, I knew her from Taskmaster, as well as Lolly, who I love so much.
I've met the royal family, but I want to talk to you about meeting musical royalty.
Oh.
Because you met Celine Dion.
Ah, wow. Huge Celine Dion fan.
How did this happen?
Well, here I go again, name-dropping Adele, but, this is the only way I meet people is through Adele. So we got married, and you know
Not
she
Adele.
married me. Yes, what?
Yeah. No, you didn't marry Adele.
No. Oh, God. She married me and my ex. We're now ex now. We're divorced. And so, as a surprise, she flew us to Vegas to see Celine Dion perform at Caesar's Palace. It was so amazing. So we went there, we're all excited. Adele's like, come on this way, boys. Ah! You know. And And instead of going left, we went right through these doors, and it was nowhere near the seats. And the door slams behind us. Celine Dion is there behind a beaded curtain. She comes out. Welcome to Vegas. How you doing, boy? She does talk like that, and it was amazing, Mina, honestly. And I don't know if you've ever seen her on stage. I've seen her on stage so many times, and, you know, she does the fist pumping and all that. She's actually like that when she talks to you. It's so off-putting. She's like, seeing any other shows in Vegas? And I'm like, yeah. And then I've got this awful thing as well that when I'm nervous, because I'm a huge, like I said, a huge Celine Dion fan, I end up mimicking the voice as well, which could get me cancelled. But yeah, so she was going, so who asked who out? Like this, and then I end up going, I don't know, something.
I mean, the thing is...
I have to say, you know, every time I do these videos, by the way, I say I'm not going to interrupt as much. And I'm trying not to interrupt the actual stories, but I have to take little breaks after each segment because I have to comment, you know, just in my nature. But, like, yeah, I have said this so many times. I am woefully deficient in watching Alan Carr's material. I know I would love every single story he tells because, you know, listen, he's one of those people where I can almost tell that he'd be kind of divisive in a way because he's a very over-the-top personality, and that can go either way, obviously, you know? But for me, everything I've seen from him, I think is just hilarious. And so I really, really, really want to see more of his comedy. And I know he has his own chat show, I think, if I'm not mistaken, that he does as well. That would be so good. But I also saw Jacob Anderson sitting on the couch, who I love from Game of Thrones. First where I saw him, and then I've heard so many great things about Interview with the Vampire. Haven't watched it yet, but yeah, needless to say, I've heard great things about that and his performance in it as well.
The thing is, you were gonna...
Selma just shows up
I mean, the thing is, you
you were gonna say some funny pussy word now.
No, I wasn't.
It's awesome. We have to hire him for the laughter.
The other Carr,
Jimmy Carr. Weird laugh. It's like, because most people laugh on the ha-ha, they laugh out. Ha-ha, and ha-ha. It sounds like a goose fighting a seal.
From the outside
Swallow your own laughter.
I swallow my own laughter.
Spit it out, boy.
Spit it out. Oh. For other rough stuff.
Let it go.
Who likes Richard Ayoade and who doesn't like Richard Ayoade, then, no, stop it. I was genuinely asking you.
She's a newer one I'm falling in love with, by the way.
Then, ladies and gentlemen, you will probably love Ayoade on Ayoade, a book by Richard Ayoade exploring the work of Richard Ayoade. Is that correct, yeah. Richard Ayoade? It is. Yeah. How do you
dragging
describe
his fake
this book to
mouse?
people?
Well, you know, it is a joke. The fact that it is so... I labour that joke.
No, it is very funny. It is very funny.
It's, we've got our first quote. It's not meant to be a serious interview with myself. The idea is, I thought it would be funny that I could be treated with the same reverence as kind of great directors who are interviewed at the end of their careers, like Orson Welles or Scorsese, and you get these huge interview books asking them about the craft. And I thought it would be funny, the idea of me being asked, not knowing anything, having no real great achievements, trying to sort of talk about my legacy now, seemed a funny idea to me.
But have some people bought this thinking it's going to be an autobiography, kind of, you know, Richard Ayoade's a small boy and...
No one as yet has bought it.
It is out now. It is out now. It is possible to buy it.
A lot of people have said they might.
There's been a lot of interest.
Which for me is as good as an actual purchase. Yeah.
But so, to explain it, what's the best way? Could you read a bit out or something?
I could read, yes.
Is that a good idea?
Well, essentially, it's a bunch of jokes themed around film. That could be a description of it. I can read some.
OK, read a bit out, and we'll get a flavour.
Also, OK, so in it, I interview myself throughout the book and it's, you know, there's some dramatic...
Wait, and sorry, guys, this is where I always rely on you guys. I know I can look it up afterwards, but who is this again? Like, I know I've seen his name, and I never knew how to say it, because I've seen, again, there's so much overlap, I feel like, in British entertainment, and so I know I've seen his name come across, but I don't recognize him from anything that I know of. But I'm eager to hear this regardless.
Scenes. There's a speedboat chase at some stage. And in this, the interviewer version of me, the you of me,
yes,
if, as it were, asks this question. So I'll do a slightly lower voice for me, less nasal. I'll back it off. Do you feel your work is easy to label?
That's good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Not at all. That's why people try to label it. They can't pin it down, so they want to put a label on it. I think people who label should themselves be labelled. They should be labelled as labellers with a little label. And then someone should put a pin in them. I don't like being labelled or pinned. I won't allow it. Do you like being labelled? I don't think so. Do you want to put a label on this? Ayoade leans over and gently kisses me on the cheek. Our eyes meet. The kiss becomes full, mouth-based, probing and deep. We end up making love. When I wake up, Ayoade is gone. I have wet myself.
It's that next level humor.
Is it?
That didn't happen.
Sort of did.
Well, the book's a love story with myself.
But is it weird being on a chapter like this, selling the book? Because one of the things in the book is how kind of silly interviews are.
Yes, I'm not a brilliant salesperson of anything to do with me, which is a suboptimal position to put both of us in currently. And I must apologise. I mean, really, primarily to you.
This is a breakthrough role for
like
you, Jack,
his
because
cadence, the way he talks.
An American accent.
Yes.
Yes.
He's doing an American accent.
Oh, okay. So I have seen this clip already. Just full disclosure, it never gets old, and part of why it never gets old is because it has my idol, Olivia Colman. If you've seen any of my videos before, you know how much I love Olivia Colman. So let's all enjoy this for the first, second, 50th time. It's going to be the same either way.
What, in that clip?
Yeah.
We'll run it back, so we got to hear the whole thing.
Yes.
Yes. A role for you, Jack, because an American accent.
Yes.
Yes.
He's doing an American accent.
What, in that clip?
Yeah.
He was.
I feel the Oscar buzz fizzling away.
No. So sorry.
She's so sweet, but she's just so honest.
It was good. It was
Thank
good.
you very much.
I heard it. I heard it. It was
You
good.
see, what a lot of actors do when they do an American accent is they tend to just go for like one region of America and they commit to a single American accent. I decided with this role that I would take us on a tour around all 50 states. Sometimes in the same scene. I thought, why just do one when you can show off them all? So I would start the scene talking like I was from New York, and then all of a sudden I'm suddenly speaking like I'm a Cali girl, and by the end of the scene they're stopping me because it sounds like I'm from the Dukes of Hazzard. And it went all over the place. But I thought, you know, just show off your skills.
And it's out in America already. So
Yes.
are you getting responses from audiences, people liking it?
Yeah, people seem to really like it. It's done great in the States, and yeah, I'm excited for it to come out here. People take it very seriously in America because it's kind of like their version of Paddington. So, and that's kind of the tone of the movie as well. But like grown adults who grow up with Clifford the Big Red Dog and get so like
Clifford, okay.
the
I was curious. I've seen this clip. I think I've seen now that I'm watching more of it, I've seen just like a piece of this clip, which was the Olivia reacting to his accent. I didn't know what movie he was talking about, but now I'm gathering it's Clifford.
It is detail.
Big
Clifford
Red
the
Dog.
Big Red Dog and get so like obsessed over the weirdest details.
Oh.
There was a guy who tweeted at me. It's quite weird. He was in the cinema and he'd taken a screenshot, and it was a screenshot of Clifford from behind with his tail up. And he tweeted at me going, "Why doesn't Clifford have an anus?" I was like, should you be at a kids' film? Should you be near children at all? And then it's one of those crazy things, because it's the internet. Underneath, there's like a whole discussion underneath this comment saying, if he doesn't have an anus, then he can't poop. And then someone else underneath it, best response ever, had put, maybe that's why he's so big.
Oh, poor Clifford, full of shit.
Very good.
Maybe.
But now, am I right in thinking your first taste of Hollywood was Mission Impossible?
Yes, I was the lead role in Tom Cruise's Mission Impossible.
Yeah. No, it's...
I was believing you. I was... No, they believe you. They're clapping. They're clapping you. Think she's lying. No.
She's in it. But who did you actually play?
I played Women at Desk.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't catch it. I thought she... Because I haven't seen Mission Impossible. I know. So, how have you never seen Mission Impossible? I really haven't. Not a huge Tom Cruise fan. He's not a deal breaker with me. In fact, when I'm watching his stuff, I'm always like, wow, I like Tom Cruise more than I thought I did. But then just the idea of watching something with him, I'm like, take it or leave it. So consequently, I have not seen the Mission Impossible films. So I didn't know if she really was or not. So I believed her until Sarah called her out. The woman at desk.
Because you were in the famous scene.
I was in the infamous scene.
Yeah, so this is Tom. This is where he broke his foot.
Yeah.
But now you're on the other side of you're in the window.
Yeah, you can sort of see... I think if you sort of zoom in a little bit more and you sort of keep zooming in, you can see that I'm sort of behind that window.
Were you really behind the window?
I was really behind the window, giving the performance of a lifetime.
So what, is he flying to kick you?
Yeah. He's flying to congratulate me on my performance.
And then you shut the window and ruined his performance.
Yeah, he broke his ankle.
So he kicked the building and broke his ankle?
Yeah, he was supposed to land, but his foot slammed into the wall of the building.
Oh, Jesus.
And then they had to stop production for months. But I got there in the end. Yeah.
Did you have to audition for one?
I did. Kidding.
Yeah. I had to go to an audition room and they said, like, OK, so pretend that you're at your desk and you're eating lunch, and then Tom Cruise slammed into the window. And so I was like...
Very good.
That's how you get
Yeah, excellent. Very good.
Very good. I love her so much.
I turned around looking for Tom Cruise. Where is it?
Because you talked about how you don't go to pubs anymore and...
You never know. You never know with Ricky, right? You just never know what's going to come out of his mouth.
Well, I go to restaurants and things. I go out, I go to restaurants and things, but pubs is the dangerous bit because people, when they've had a few, they're a little bit braver and they don't quite understand that you're having a quiet drink. And the worst is Brits abroad are the worst. So I'll be in New York.
Listen to this, everyone.
No, they're all lovely, but they say, "All right, man, what are you doing?" I go, "We're having a beer if you want to come and join us." I go, "I'm with friends at the moment." They go, "No, we'll be here for a while if you want to." I go, "I'm all right." And you think they're going to... Any minute they go, "You've changed." Not really. I didn't used to go to a beer with strangers before I was famous. So it's always an awkward moment when you sort of say, "No, thank you, thanks very much." But once I was in West End, and this guy came up to me. He was a backpacker. He was a European guy, and he went, "Oh, my God, I was going to buy your book for you to sign. I haven't bought it yet." I went, "Oh, sorry. Will you come with me to buy it?" Yeah. I went, "No." And he was going, there's Waterstones. I go, "No," I said, I'm not coming with you to buy my book. No. And I said, "I'll sign something," and he was looking through, like he found a tube part, and he kept looking at... I said, "I'm not coming with you to buy my book." It's no, I'll sign you anything. But it's hard because they think, well, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? I'm not going to meet you again, so this is my opportunity.
Right, yeah, exactly, that's the thing.
But actually, I was watching you tonight, Daniel, when you were outside and the guys behind the railings, you were signing all the autographs. Did someone, when you started out, sit you down, like did some experienced actor or star kind of sit, "Okay, this is how you deal with these, this is the way to behave," or you just
learn it as you go because it's terrifying for the first
celebrity life lessons.
Little while. Like it's really scary, intimidating. Because that's the thing. Like, because sometimes if you don't sign, they'll boo. Like loud, and when you're 11 and 12, that's really like kind of like
that's crazy.
It's really
funny.
This went Shire. Shirley Temple.
So for a while, it was like, it used to really like freak me out. But I think it's something you get a lot better at and more used to, and then like. But it's also kind of great because sometimes because that's the thing. Sometimes you say things that you're like. To somebody I'm meeting for the first time, I would sound like a massive narcissist. But because of how crazy parts of my life has been, it's just the case. So the other day I said to somebody, when they asked me to sign their arm, I now say to people, please don't get this tattooed. Which sounds insane and egotistical, but I met a girl who got my horrible signature, like, tattooed.
I believe it,
There's a guy that's got Brent on his, like, the whole thing. Brent! I mean, not even a cool guy like me. You know? It's just me going...
Series 4. It's a hit. It's
still good. Is this like a Taskmaster themed? I'm just look at that picture. So many of you guys have told me also about watching Man Down and just other things that Greg does, and of course I am knee deep in Taskmaster currently. So to me, I'm just used to seeing him as the Taskmaster at this point. Though my first introduction to him came from Graham Norton clips.
Yeah, and all the previous series are available to catch up on all 4. What can you tell us? You're filming it now?
This is the last day tomorrow, actually. Last day.
I love him so much.
Yeah, but it's... what can I tell you about it? It's the most ridiculous series so far, and probably the most offensive.
But it's all based on your experiences as a teacher.
Well, loosely, Graham.
Well, except you say that. Every time Greg's here, you tell us stories of being a teacher, and I keep thinking, oh, well, that's it now. He'll have told us you know, the funny things that happened to me as a teacher. But it seems like a bottomless pit. Like school trips. Because school trips seems like that's when all rules go out the window for pupils, everybody.
And for teachers, I think. Yeah. I think. You've got to remember, when I first started teaching, I was 21 years of age, you know, and I was sent to Paris on a school trip. 3 of us, all of us in our early 20s, in charge of a busload of kids. It's frankly amoral.
What'd you get up to?
Do you know, it's awful. I can say it now. I'm never going to go back to teaching now, right?
I think it's unlikely.
I got really drunk with 2 friends in a hotel room when the kids were all in bed. Yeah. Like, oh my God. Really drunk. We'd had a bottle of tequila between the 3 of us. And then I heard kids running around. It's so bad, isn't it? Heard kids running around, and I'm quite good at pretending to be sober when I'm not. So I said, I'll go out and I'll deal with this to my friend Tony, who's still a teacher.
Who's still a teacher.
And I went out, and there were these kids all in their 90s and pyjamas, all giggling, and I went out, what's going on here? And they were like, oh, sorry. I said, you know you should be in your bedroom. This is absolutely disgraceful. And I was doing a beautiful job when Tony came out of my room, and I don't know why, he was just in his boxer shorts. And a really big pair of boots. And he started going like this, you should be in bed. Grabbed him by the face. I was so frightened. I grabbed him by the face and I just pushed him back into my room. I closed the door. One of the kids went, is that Mr. Stevens? And I went, yes, he's not feeling very well. I accepted it.
Oh my God, so
Daisy
good.
May Cooper,
Yeah, like I said, he's Taskmaster to me at this point, but I really do want to see more of his comedy and the scripted stuff. You know, I haven't seen any of his scripted stuff.
Love a challenge. You love a challenge.
Wow.
No,
who is this? Oh my God, I don't think I know her. Oh my God, she looks like someone I would immediately love.
You saw this.
What's going on here?
You love a challenge.
Wow.
No, this, I think, so you saw this, was it on Instagram or Facebook you saw this challenge here? Are you a real woman? Can you pass the pen on the boob challenge?
Yes, I found that on Instagram and I thought, I've got to take that on.
And I'll just say, Daisy May Cooper, she did pass that test, and then some. Here she is.
Oh my God!
But now the other pictures
oh my God!
People send them to you.
So it just kind of went mental, and I think people were just really, really bored. And it got, I mean, I don't know what you've got to show, but my favourite one was a woman sent me a picture of an entire Carr parcel shelf under a tit. Wow. It's insane. How strong are they?
We've got a nice lady here. She's got the entire Godfather collection.
Oh, my God. Wow. An offer she couldn't refuse.
Woman, I mean, this woman can fly Ryanair anytime. Look at that. God. That's impressive, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, that's a rack.
Oh, you've been working in lockdown.
Oh, my God. That was a good one. A good one to end on. Wow. Hey, I mean, that answers the question. Do Brits bring the best laughs? Yeah. I mean, the thing I would say that I've noticed in my very short tenure of watching British humor and being introduced via the Graham Norton Show and Taskmaster and a couple other things, clips on Instagram, is that not so much the clips on Instagram, but more like in this format where I feel like the British comedians I've seen or just humorists take their time and they'll tell a story and so many of you have been so helpful to me of watching these clips, you know, and these compilations of where to pause and things like that, because, you know, you'll rightfully point out that sometimes in these stories I miss details if I talk over or something like that, and I've definitely become attuned to that, because the devil's in the details when it comes to British humor, and some of the stories are so good. I remember there was a reactor who I won't say, but I read in the comments once, someone wrote, God, Americans talk so damn fast. And I don't know if it was someone British. I got the impression it was, but the point was that Americans talk so fast by nature. Not so much in Texas. You know, you don't hear that a lot about us. But other parts of the country, you know, I've heard that. And I don't know if that's kind of a common sort of opinion about us over here, but I would get it. You know, I would understand, because I've traveled around the U.S. and there are definitely some places where some folks go pretty quick. I myself, I feel like, talk pretty quickly, especially, again, in the Texas kind of format, you know. But it kind of always, I kind of harken back to that comment that I read when I see some really great stories that come along. And specifically in this case, for example, when Alan Carr is talking about meeting Celine Dion. Now, he talks kind of fast, actually, but his story is structured in such a way that, you know, he puts the details into place to where it's got such a neat, you know, and cool ending. And certainly Greg Davies does that, you know, with the way he'll, you know, lay out a story. The fecal Jackson Pollock was one of the first clips I ever saw when I started watching these Graham Norton compilations, so that'll always stay with me. But yeah, yet another amazing assortment of clips here. And again, I have to say thank you to the Graham Norton Show for putting these compilations out on their page and letting people like me use them to sort of get more of an education on just all things pop culture in Britain and just, you know, vis-a-vis these celebrities and notable people that come on the show. I'm getting better about recognizing some, but I'm always so grateful to you guys for pointing out the people I don't know or didn't see. So thank you again for that, and please keep that up. I love reading the comments. Thank you so much. Let me know other, you know, celebs I need to check out. I definitely, like I said, want to see more of Alan Carr. He's one that I don't know why, but it's his voice, the way he talks, I don't know, makes me laugh. But yeah, I certainly appreciate you guys taking the time to watch this video. Again, please subscribe if you want to see more like this. Be sure to check the notification bell. That way you'll know when I put new videos out. But more than anything, I hope you have a great rest of the day / night wherever you are, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.
I love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want, and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no, I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble.